Time now for Quick Insights, Big Impacts with Cassie Yoder from Cass Concepts. So, I have an idea. Should I run with that idea or should I just let somebody else steal it from me? Can you help?
I think we can help. We hear this a lot from a business coaching perspective, that somebody has an idea, a business plan, a dream, something that they want to start, something that they want to launch. And yet they don't really do. They keep it inside. And so sometimes it's the question of, how do I know when I'm ready to potentially start a business? Well, number one, we say write it down. Write all of those ideas down that you have, because sometimes you just need to start putting the pencil to the paper and look and see what are competitors doing. Now, we say it's a real fancy term, SWOT analysis, your strengths and the weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats in the environment. Okay, so now that's clunky. Business plans seem overwhelming. But if you can even just get the general information down, a lot of times that helps you to get unstuck and start sorting through the process of if this could become a viable business opportunity. Another thing to think about when it comes to having this business plan is connecting the dots. And Bub, I think this is probably the one we lean into that is the most important, and that is broadening your horizons and start networking. Maybe it's through the chamber. Maybe it is with organizations here locally, whether it's Lyft or Elevate, or finding mentors within our communities. A lot of times when someone has a business idea, they start closing themselves off, and they do the polar opposite. They try to hide. They don't want to share it because someone might steal their plan. But really, that's when I think you need the most help. And there is business people, there's entrepreneurs, there's people that are innovators within our community that are willing to help and be mentors.
I was going to say, the resources are out there.
Yes.
You just have to ask for them.
Absolutely. And sometimes that is a very hard thing to do, is to ask for help. But I really do think that connecting the dots is a huge part of what we preach at Cass Concepts, that when you have the idea, now let's go ahead and bring almost this team together who could be a support system and help mentor and coach you. Here's the other thing that we also think about is that a lot of times, a lot of effort when somebody has a business idea, a lot of effort goes into things like Canva, the designing of a logo. Someone told me one time, you know what, I have spent almost 3 months designing this logo for a company I want to launch. And there was nothing else strategic about it. So there is no expenses. They don't know where their products are going to come from. So the idea is there, but all the time and effort is put into something like a logo. Now, that's always fun. But at the end of the day, we both know, seeing businesses in our area that have been here for decades, that it's more than just a logo. Mm-hmm. And so the tenacity and knowing that, according to Forbes, the average lifespan of a small business is less than 18 months.
Wow.
And so when you have that information at your fingertips, there has to be more than a logo in place. The strategy has to be there. The network and the system has to be there. And so that's where we say, let's sit down and just have that coaching call. What ideas do you have? And how can we create that checklist and a check and balance system so that you have that longevity, that your business does go beyond the 18 months? And that you're not just jumping into a brick and mortar and just kind of winging it, that there is a plan in place, and we can help do that at Cass Concepts.
Okay. If you're ready to launch, call Cassie. How do we get a hold of you?
You can find us online at cassconcepts.com, or we can always connect Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn and start the conversation there.